very, very basic questions. Do we promote or introduce our shopping mall to our contacts, to our prospect, and especially for our business partners? Those are new ones. And I think this is much more important for all of us to go with. Yes, we know we have the product. How can we duplicate ourselves? How can we utilize these systems to introduce that membership in Atomy is free? How can we present the goodness of our product? I was surprised, a lot of people that I talked this past couple of weeks, yes, they haven't seen our shopping mall, but they were already a member of Atomy, was already registered, but still never got a chance to browse our shopping mall. So with us in here as a business-minded, interested people already in this chat or in this group right now. So I think it is very important for us to introduce our shopping mall. And this is the pride of our business. We are not just like a product seller, but we are a proud online shopping mall as well. So understanding about Atomy, that requires that we also explore our shopping mall online. And we don't need to ship product to right from Philippines to Canada or from Canada to Australia, because we have those branches already. And remember, when we have a friend or a relatives that lives in other countries like Europe, let's say right now for us, we have Jenny from Germany, we have Monad from Abu Dhabi, we have Hazel from Paris. So if we do know other people that lives in the other country or in Europe or in other countries like here, I think it is very important for us just to send the link of our shopping mall and have them to take a look with our online mall. And you can see all the products that we have in here already, right? I am here right now on Canada site, and I can switch this product, this site into Australian. So some of the people will ask me, how about some other Filipinos that are living in Australia? It depends. When we register them, look, we just have to explore the join us, and we can tell what kind of requirements does already require from Australian side. Over 18 years of age, of course, and must be a resident of Australia and want an easy access to Atomy product first. Let's go with just a consumer, right? But what does it require to be a consumer? It's a simple email and their personal information. What about if they want to be a distributor? Then they will sign up to be a distributor, and that requires information like bank account, like their IBAN or the tax account in Australia. So, or the ABN account, Australian, I think, business number. So those are the information that we can actually explore on our own. And then we can promote this business to others that we know. I think that is what just the basic information that we need to explore with our Atomy site. What else? Our office, of course, we want to have this. Today's PV, I wish there will be like a 50 million points in here and 50 million points for me, right, every day. But it is coming. I know it will come. It may take time for me, maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, but that's okay. We know that this business, it will be until third generation that will benefit for mine, right, my family. So it will take me, it will take me 20 years to build this point, this income that will give me $1,500 a day of income. Why not? But I will not wait for 20 years. I will do it every single day until I reach these 50 million points every day. But what is my purpose is to pass it to my next generation. Do you know that? For some of us in here, like Alma, Alms, hi Alms, welcome and thank you for joining us. So this is a very good story that Alma and her husband, we know each other since what, 8 years already. But I haven't discussed to her about Atomy. I didn't get a chance. All of a sudden, they were registered by the Paris team. So what a coincidence. We are seeing each other in here, but it's my lack of time to discuss to them about the Atomy business opportunity. So what Ryan, the husband, told me, why you didn't tell me this long time ago? I said, well, my bad. Yeah, we played basketball, but I never got a chance to talk to you about the business. But here we are right now. So the system, explore the system. There's a lot of resources for us to learn. What is our Atomy Global Mall? What is our CH.Atomy? These are all resources and link that we can also learn about our company, right? This is from Australia. And we can change this one into any countries that we would love to, the Philippines. Of course, here is the Philippine website of our shopping. So how can we really maximize this potential of the business? How about the product? What kind of product do we have in here? And I think, like Spirulina, what is the use of this product for us? Going back into my topic for today, and I'm sure this will be an exciting topic for all of us, but again, I will remind myself and every one of us in here. This is an Atomy personal platform business. Do I know what kind of online business is this? I myself, not yet. Every single day, every meeting that I am attending, I am learning and trying to understand it. What kind of business and how can I be effective on sharing this business? What line of products do we have here? Yes, I want to have my own business, but if I don't know the product itself, I don't think it will be productive for me or for us. The market coverage, how huge the market of Atomy, right? It is very, very huge to look up. Okay, how to build the binary system, we can discuss more about that soon. But let me again emphasize the importance of self-development. Yes, the market and the product, the system, which is our tools to be successful here in Atomy. And most importantly, let's do the business with full heart for our dream in the future.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everyone. Today, can you hear me properly?
Yes, again, it's
Okay.
great.
All right. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to talk about sun protection products. It's going to be a lot, but you do not have to remember the ingredients or anything. I just want you to appreciate how Atomy products give a lot of changes in your life.
Okay. And today I would like to share to you what Tito John told me. Share about how not to give up. How to not to give up. So I always begin with the word of God. Please allow me to share it with you in Isaiah chapter 40 verses 29 to 31. I'm reading in NIV. It says here, He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fail. Verse 31, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. So in these Bible verses, I'm going to take out the eagles here because I want to talk about the 3 characteristics of the eagles. There are a lot of characteristics of eagles, especially the bald and the golden eagles. So today I'm going to talk about the vision. The vision of eagles, they are 8 times sharper than human. And when we go back to our Atomy, to our love of Atomy, Atomy always encourages us to first know our vision, to set our goals, right? So when we are experiencing things, challenges in our business, always think about your vision. Always think about eagles, they look 8 times sharper. Imagine that, 8 times sharper. It means they could see very far away for a purpose. One of the purposes is that, yes, I will get that. I will get that as my meal. I will get that rabbit as my meal. We will be like that. We will have that 8 times of vision. Yes, I will get there. It might be slow for now, but I will get there. Number two characteristics of eagles is they rise above the storm. I want everybody right now, if you are still with us, do this with me. Do this. Come on, guys. And then I want everybody to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, please, right now. And do this with me. Unmute it because I want to create a sound. Please unmute it. Can you hear? Can you hear it?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
what is the sound that creates with you in our atmosphere right now? It creates like if we really have that a sound, imagine it, close it, it's like a rain. And then when everybody claps, right, in a very close area, it will be like a storm. Now, I want you to think that you are like a bald eagle, that you rise above the storm. If you see yourself that you have business partners, right, who are not working with you, who are not listening with you, you feel rejected. I was rejected. You feel all those heaviness, you rise above the storm. You think about yourself, hey, you know what? I sign up on this because I believe that I can do this. Remember our one of the motto, have faith that you can do this business. Number 3, this is the one of the best characteristic of the eagle, and I'm going to end here. One of the characteristics of the eagle is that they have to make a hard decision in their life, right? If they want to live longer, they have to sacrifice because their beak are getting thicker, and then their feathers, I don't know how you call it, feathers, right? They become more thicker. They have to tear their feathers. They have to tear their feathers for them to soar high again, for them to be able to fly again. They have to really hit their beak on the rock. Their beak is their source on how they're going to eat, how they're going to do, how the food will come into their system. Their beak. That's how we're going to do as Atomians. We have to sacrifice things. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. Why? You have to go to your vision. If you feel so low or you feel like discouraged, you have to sacrifice things. So this is my encouragement for everybody. Think about like eagles. You are big, your vision is big, and therefore you can conquer this no matter what. Rise above the storm. And that's it for today.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mal. And that is a very powerful, of course, right, encouragement to all of us. So, Melissa, thank you for the words of encouragement. And that is exactly what we have. We must feel this eagerness like an eagle in order for us to achieve what we are dreaming for. Going on into our dreams and our visions. What are those? Mine is totally out there and I can see it clearly beyond and above. But how can I utilize the system of Atomy to achieve that dream of mine, to fulfill that? So let's go back into the focus and refocus. And of course, how important for us to plug in into the system of Atomy. I asked our Sharon Rose Master to give us this more details and again remind us into how important plugging in into the system is. Floor is yours, Harry Jong.
Hi, everyone. Can I have a screen, Jonathan? And thanks so much, Kant and Melissa, for amazing presentation. Yes, Atomy sunscreen are the best. Okay, so before I go on sharing why plugging to the Atomy success system is so important, I'll just go ahead and sharing a story of some successful people. Jonathan asked me to share a story of success people, and I was thinking about what leader should I share today. But when I was looking into Dr. Lee's lecture, how many of you recognize the name Dr. Lee? If you're thinking, oh, I only know CEO Park, but Dr. Lee, I don't know who he is. If his name is very strange to you, then probably you haven't been watching a lot of video from CH Atomy. Dr. Lee, it's like a business mentor, and even CEO Hungry Park, like seek help from Dr. Lee, how to run the business and how we can become, ladies and gentlemen, of Atomians. And when you listen to his stories, he's sharing a lot of story from other successful people, what we can learn from them to adapt to our Atomy business. And there are 3 common guys appearing on his lectures. Can you recognize any of the gentlemen here? I know this is their senior pictures. I don't have their younger pictures. So can you recognize any of the person here on this picture? If you know the name, if you know the name, you can just unmute yourself. You can answer, or you can just type if you're trying to answer. Okay, so first gentleman, so there are 3 gentlemen. There are common guys Dr. Lee is talking about, and if you're really curious what Dr. Lee is sharing about their success stories, I truly recommend all of you to visit any of the global branches. Then you'll be able to find lots of video. Probably there are more than 50 videos of Dr. Lee's lecture, and there's so much to learn and so much you can learn from his lecture to help you to move forward with Atomy business. So the first gentleman over here, have you heard attitude is everything? Attitude is everything. It's Paul J. Meyer. He's the one who came up with attitude is everything. And Dr. Lee's lecture, all his lecture, he always emphasized attitude is everything. And he also got it from the Paul J. Meyer. And before I go on to his favorite thing he needs to do, let's look at this picture. If you go on to Wikipedia and look what success he made for his life, he had 40 different companies that he created. Not only one, 40 companies that he had created, and he built the largest insurance company at age 25. Can you believe it? Not 55, 65, at age 25. And age 27, for his company, in order for a company to recruit the sales agent, average number is 15 to 20 numbers. But you know how many people he was able to recruit? 850. In a year, he was able to recruit 850. And at age 27, I think like in insurance world, they do have a certain title. Like for us, we have Sherwood's Master, Crown Master, Imperial Master. They have a millionaire table. So all the people who's making the highest income, they have a special group. And before 30, he was able to join that. So what made him to achieve all of that? He used to live in a tent. Can you believe it? He's born in a very poor family. Like his parents came from Germany to United States for the American dream. But when the parents married, they lived in a tent. So he was born in the tent. But now he has a multi-millionaire house, and not only one, he has several houses. And his very first bike, his parents could not afford it. That's why he found it, or probably father found it, in a junkyard. But now he has all the exotic cars in the world, and he even have a license as a pilot. So he has a private jet, so he can travel the world without, booking the first class. He can just be on his own private jet. From nothing, he was able to make all of this. Before he worked at the insurance company and become the first or highest income earner in the insurance company. He used to work in a farm. Anything he could do, like with the manpower. And this is the conversation. So you probably wonder what made him change at that very early age. Probably his parents wasn't able to give him the full education for him to, go to great university. But what made him change? So one day, after hardworking day, he asked his mother, "Am I going to have to do manual labor work all my life?" And the mother said, "You have everything right in here." So the mother was pointing at, right, touching his head. You have everything right in here to do anything and be anything you want. So it's part of positive thinking, and what we think will make our destination. And from that moment, he thought, at that moment, I knew the choice was mine and everything depended on my attitude. The world's abundance was mine to earn and possess. It's mine. It's given to us already, but it depends on our attitude and depends on what we do. We can get it or not be able to get what was given to us. It was already given to him, but since he had a right attitude and right side of mind, he was able to acquire all his assets. Imagine even building one company is hard. Even for us running Atomy company itself, it's very hard, but he was able to manage 40 different companies. And if you visit the websites, there are several websites, and he even created a lot of the foundations, charity work. He left so much legacy because he passed away 2009, and he is so popular in terms of self-development industry. So when you think about the self-development, we think about all the names like John Maxwell, all the leaders' name that we can think of, but he's a father of all the self-employment the industry. All those people who are writing, Tim Robinson, all those people in that category, they all learn from his book because he has written so much book about it also. So from nothing, he was able to make something. Even us, when we started Atomy, we had nothing. We have no knowledge. We have no experience. Probably we didn't have a lot of contact, but with the right attitude, with that mindset, we will be able to achieve what we want in Atomy. I'm sure this is what you want to achieve in your life scenario. Maybe you don't want to have another company because we already have Atomy, and probably you don't want to own a private jet. I don't know how to fly, so I probably don't own a private jet, but you'll be able to achieve everything that you have written down on your life scenario if you have a right attitude, if you do have a right mindset. Amazing. And another guy, I talk about him and I get inspired with his story all the time. And if this name is very new to you, go and check out. There are so many YouTube videos available about his story, and even his story will inspire, will ask you to move forward. Doesn't matter how many rejection you have gotten, you will be able to stand up again, and you'll be able to go out and face the fears. His name is even on the world Guinness record for selling the most cars. Do you know what is the average car that the car dealer can sell in a day? Average number of car the car dealer can sell. I mean, we all drive a car. So we went to the dealer shop. So that dealer, the dealer person, what is the average number of the car that he or she could sell? If they could even sell 1-2 car a day, it's a blessing. Imagine 1 or 2 car a day, but you know how many car he was able to sell later years? That's why he was able to put his name on the World Guinness record. 14 cars a day. He had several secretaries to help him out to sell 14 cars. But he started from nothing also. He came from abusive family, and his father was very abusive, so he's been bitten like so many times, and he stutters, so which means he cannot talk like a normal person. But he became a salesperson. So you probably wonder how, if we stutter, probably the buyer or the other person wasn't able to listen to what he's explaining. Instead of speaking, what he did became a listener. So I was reading into his biography, and then I was amazed, and that's what I'm trying to apply to Atomy business also. Think about, imagine yourself. Think about yourself going into the car dealership. What happens? As soon as you walk in, the car dealer, oh, hi, how are you? Even before you say what you want, they start talking about the greatness of the cars, like what car is good, this and that. But since he doesn't have that ability, instead, he let you sit down and talk about your life. How many people in your family? What's your daily life schedule like? What do you do over the weekend? So by listening to your stories, he'll be able to pick the perfect car for you. If you are a family of 4 or family of 6, and the 12 of your boys are playing, let's say, playing soccer or hockey, you cannot drive 2-door Saturn. You cannot drive a sports car. You need probably a big van, or you need a certain car with a big trunk. So he will be able to identify what consumer needs. So that's something we can take it from his business tips. And there's so much. I can even talk about it for 30 minutes. And I was looking at the things that he have done it. He had no contact list. He's a salesperson, so he needed people to come to his store, or he needs to contact somebody to come to his store. He has nobody to ask to come to, nobody to sell the car. What did he end up doing it? Every day he will call the people from the yellow page. Yellow page. So it's like this. When your dream is there, when you're desperate to achieve, he was desperate to achieve success, or not even success, make money to feed the family. It's not about buying a luxury house or a luxury car. He just wanted to put that food on the table. Because when he got the job as a salesperson, he didn't even have money. He had no money. He had a family already, but he had no money. So as a father, he wanted to put a food on the table. So he just got on the bus, and then the first stop he landed was a Chrysler dealership. So he knocked on the door. I really need a job. And I don't know, for some reason, the owner of the dealership, okay, you can start work from tomorrow. But what he did after saying thank you, can I borrow $10 from you? I don't know whether it's a $10, $5, because I don't know the dollar value at the time, but he said he asked for the money because I have no money to bring the food to the table. That's how desperate he was. But later, he became the best car seller in the world. There are so many things we could learn from him. Like, there are so many people who had nothing, but they were able to make success. Yes, attitude. And he was a good listener. And this is what he came up with. Every customer coming to his store, he always provide the best service ever, because he said, I'm not dealing with the one person. Okay, so I'm going in, and let's say I'm a Joe Girard, and Jonathan come to my store to buy the car. I'm not only dealing with Jonathan. I know if I give an amazing service to Jonathan in the near future, I could have 250 of his contacts. And how he was able to come up with that number, he went to several funerals and the weddings. And he got curious, because there are people who's preparing for the food. How do you know that how much portion of the food that you need to prepare? So he asked the chef, he asked the priest, and he asked several people who's organizing the event. And they said around 200 people. And of course, he was asking, how do you know that's the average number? Because in one person's life, they usually know average 250 people. So he came up with the answer. Yes, I might be facing a one person, but I'm expecting 250 referrals from this member and this customer. That's law of 250. So when I was watching Dr. Lee's recording and he mentioned the law of 250, of course I get curious. Okay, something I should learn beside the law of your mind. I was Googling it, and that's where I came up with the Joe Girard, and I end up purchasing his books. I was amazed, and I was able to learn a lot and adapt to acting business, which is helping me a lot too. And the picture that I posted here, he was the first person. It's a historical picture. This is the first person who bought a car from Joe Girard, and on his last day, he was the last person also that bought a car from Joe Girard. And the reason he retired really early, I think before 50, because doctor told him, if you keep on working like this, doesn't matter how much money you have, you're gonna die early. Because imagine dealing with the 14 different types of people, and how amazed was his service. When you get a car accident or something happened with your car, what do you do? Who do you contact? Yes, conscious answer. Insurance company. You call the insurance company. But most of Joe Girard's customer, who's the first person to call? Even the customer has a car accident, even before calling police officer, they're calling Joe Girard. And Joe Girard will take care of everything. Instead of, I'm not a police officer. I'm not your insurance company. Why are you calling me? Instead of that, he will look after their problems. So who wouldn't love to refer to their family members, friends, to him? So a lot of lessons that we could learn beside the leaders from Atomy. There are so many successful people that we could learn from their stories. And the last person, and this is not a real person, there is a movie about it, and I watched it, and probably there's a short version, the summary version, a lot available in YouTube. So after this, if you really wonder who he is, just type B. Porter, you will see a short version, like summary version of this movie. And this is a sandwich that his mother will make for him like every day. And if you watch throughout the video, you will notice that he's not normal. He suffered from cerebral palsy, so he cannot really walk properly. And I think he cannot really even move one of his arm properly. So he could not really tie his, wear the suit and then make the tie, and he cannot really even have a proper attire on his own. So he needs to get a help from his mom every morning. But rain or snow, every morning he will wake up and he will go to door because he works for the company called Watkins. He worked that company, and I think like when he retired, he probably was one of the best seller for that company in the history. So I'm searching for the company Watkins. They probably sell most of the daily necessary products, and he will visit on his body condition every day. He will visit with the bag, with the catalog. He will visit several places. Of course, do you think people will say, "Okay, I want to buy from you"? No, he gets rejection all the time. What's his rejection? No, thank you. People close the door. And one nice lady one day, okay, I wanna buy some detergent from you. Starting from there, how he was able to make great impressions, get referrals. So even when you look at his story, what am I complaining for my life right now? What am I complaining of my Atomy situation right now? I'm in a better situation. But in his story, what the story is trying to tell us, anything we do, we cannot expect the results right away. It requires a hard work. It requires, like our passions to move forward despite any of the situation, and be persistent. Be consistent and be persistent. I love this quote. I cannot do it, never yet. I can't do it, never yet accomplish anything. If you say I can't do it, and your body's not even ready to start. So if you say, I can't do it, never yet accomplish anything, I will try, has performed a miracle. Just even willing to do something will make a difference. If somebody asks you to do something, let's say if Jonathan asks you, can you present? And in your mind, I'm not a good presenter. I don't know how to present. So you just say, I can. Then no improvement from there. But you're not a perfect, you're not a good presenter, but just say, I will try. From the moment you say, I will try, your brain is thinking, what should I need to do? Okay, I'm not a good presenter, so maybe I should look it into some other people's presentation before I make my own presentation. Okay, I'm not really good at making a PowerPoint, but at this moment, maybe I can seek for help. So even you're willing to give it a try will make a difference. If somebody offer you Atomy business or somebody offer you certain opportunity, most people, what do they say? Oh, I can do it. Oh, I cannot. Then there's no improvement. They cannot expect a better life. But you know what? I'm not really good at it, or I cannot really guarantee that I'll be able to make success. But I'll give it a try. Let me give it a try. Then that thought will change everything, and you'll be able to step forward closer to success. So there was a 3 short success story which I really want to share. I always, when I feel down, I definitely look at CEO 100 Parts lecture. But besides, sometimes you want to get away from Atomy work because you're tired of all the rejection with Atomy. So when I want to face when I want to hear the story from some other leaders, those are the 3 people. I still have those books. I don't read like from first to the end. You know, there's a favorite chapter that I would love to read, and I always get inspired from their success stories. All those 3 gentlemen, they really made something like huge out of nothing. Okay, so we can do the same thing. We are all same human beings. Okay, so with a right set of mind, with a great attitude, we'll be able to make success in Atomy. Okay, so go back to the topic that Jonathan asked me to focus on. Why plug into the system? Why do I need to plug into the system? I get the question a lot, and I'm sure you get the question a lot from many of your members. People who decided to do Atomy and they're willing to go all the way to the Imperial Master or 50,000. They get pumped up at first. And what we do, we ask people to, you need to join the meeting. You need to come to Success Academy. You need to watch this. You need to watch that. And why? Can I just share? Can I just share and just register and just ask them to buy the product? Isn't it that Atomy all about? In the business portion, yes. But how many of you are expert in sharing? How many of you are expert in Atomy business? Nobody. Atomy business itself is easy to understand business concept, but no one knows really how to run this business. And as we all know, it's a people business. So we need to learn how to understand people, how to understand their mindset, their lifestyle. So there's so much to learn. By plugging into system, you'll be able to learn how to build a business. Atomy, there's no specific requirement. Even though you're not joining a meeting, Atomy is not going to say, oh, since you're not joining a meeting, we're not going to give you commissions. Since you missed the 1 seminar, we're going to deduct the 1 commission from you. Atomy doesn't have any of those rules. That's why it really requires your full determination. Just think about it. I know many of my friends or members join WFG, and I know they do have a regular conferences going on. Some people even need to go to Las Vegas with their own money. It's mandatory. They need to go. If they don't go, they say, oh, if I don't go, my sponsors are going to hate me. They have a whole story going on. So they know that in order for me to continue this business, I need to attend certain conferences. I need to attend these meetings. They kind of brainwash them. You need to, otherwise there's no success. But Atomy, we're pretty nice. So, you know what, attend if it's possible. We're not going to say you must attend, otherwise there's no way for you to make 50,000. There's no way for you to become Hero Master. We'll give you a choice to make a decision for you attend. But why is a must? Same as all the other businesses. Business trend is changing. There's a new product coming in. There's system differences. So you need to come to the meeting for you to update those information. And Atomy is, like I mentioned, I think I mentioned last week, it's not just the grocery store around the corner of your street. It's a big business. We're talking about minimum $50,000 visual income. how can you consider as a small business? It's a big business. And we're doing a business online, virtually, and globally. All those big words are packed for this business. And there is no way for us to learn this business overnight. It will take a time for you to absorb all those information and sink it in and to apply to your business. By plug into system, you will learn continuously how to grow this business. Stay motivated. Yes, when you attend the meeting today, you didn't know that Melissa will talk about the stuff away from Atomy, but it helped us to be a better person. By attending meeting, you'll be able to hear from some other people's story. And when you hear their stories, you get motivated. Even if you had a horrible week or horrible day or horrible month, by attending a meeting regularly, when you hear other people's story, not whole, but some parts will touch your heart and some part will, oh, you know what, I thought it wrong. Okay, you know what, let me get back again and let me give it a try one more time. Let me face the fear one more time. Probably there's a rainbow at the end for me. So by hearing other people's story and by attending the meeting, even just 30 minutes, 1 hour, just by being with the positive people, your energy will pump up. Yes, you will be better if it's an offline meeting, but even through the online meeting, by looking at those beautiful faces, smiley faces, you get motivated. And there's a famous quote, you need to be surrounding yourself with a positive people. Right? So even though you go out and meet lots of negative people, who doesn't want to do Atomy, who doesn't want to use Atomy product, but as long as you come to the meeting, all the people who come to the meeting, they are crazy with Atomy. Not just love, we're crazy, are we? We're crazy about Atomy product. We cannot live without Atomy product, and we cannot live without thinking about Atomy. Probably most of us, from the moment we get up in the morning, even before we say I love you to the other half, we probably think about Atomy. What should we do today? How much PB should I get it? Probably that's the first thought in our mind. And before we go to sleep, Atomy. And even while we are sleeping, probably we're dreaming about Atomy. So we'll be able to continue that mindset by attending a meeting and being motivated. Increase your self-confidence. When I have one-on-one meetings, some people say, you know what, I don't really feel confident of sharing. I don't really feel. When you attend a meeting, you probably see somebody, oh, she doesn't do better presentation than I am, but she's still doing it. And you will hear somebody who talks really well. So you get motivated either way. And you will get your confidence either way. We hear from 81-year-old crowd master, and some of the crowd master who achieved over 70 years old. Oh, they did it in their age. Why can I not do it? So by attending meetings, you'll be updated with those leader story, and you'll be able to relate to yourself to those stories, and you'll be able to increase your self-confidence. And even if you didn't have a lot of product information, if you're listening to Kun's lecture about all different types of sunscreen, from tomorrow, when it comes sunscreen, you know how to answer, you know how to deal with your customers. So meeting is a great place. A plug into system is a great way for you to increase your self-confidence about Atomy. Right? When your self-confidence level is like 100%, nobody can stop you from sharing Atomy product vision or like company vision or your own vision about Atomy. And this is one thing that I loved when Atomy Diva, her name is Royal Master Jung Shim, like when she was talking about the seminar, and this is the one word I took it from her and I'm always repeat using it. She said, if her partner's asking, why do I need to come to a meeting? I have so much thing to do. She doesn't really talk about all the stuff. She said, this is a place where you get healed. Because when you go out, it's a battlefield. You get wounded. You need a place to be healed. Meeting is a place where your wounded heart will be healed, and you'll be able to go out as a energized person again. And of course, when you go out on the field, you get wounded again. And you come back to the meeting and you get healed. That's why there's a daily meeting, weekly meeting, monthly one-day seminar. Some people say, you know what, I'm pretty strong, so maybe I can just come to a meeting once a month. But even people just come to the meeting once a month, you know what, I better come once a week, because all the hard time that I face, I won't be able to overcome it, like keep it with me for a month. But by attending once a week, at least once a week, you can renew yourself. You can renew yourself. You can renew your Atomy passion for once a week. What's a company catchphrase this year? Renew day by day. If you cannot attend a meeting, and we ask people to please plug into the system, which means there are certain time that you need to attend. But let's say there's a life going on, you have a full-time job, you have your own family to look after, so you really cannot make yourself be ready for the meeting. What do? We have other resources. We have CH Atomy, we have so many YouTube channels, we have so many resources available for you to learn how to build this big business and stay motivated and increase your self-confidence and to be healed. When you hear, I usually recommend people to listen to other people's testimony. When they hear other people, other successful leaders, they're making 50,000 already, they're making 40,000 already. So they don't really pay attention to what hard time they went through. They only look at the part, they're already making 40,000. But in order for them to make the $40,000 or $30,000 right now, they went through nightmares. They went through so many rejections. So people not paying attention. So I usually ask them, listen to other people's testimony who are not yet Royal Master, who are not yet Imperial Master. Listen to their stories. And what people usually say, yeah, I can relate to their stories in the same eye level. Oh yeah, like what she went through, it's worse than what I went through. Okay, so probably I shouldn't be whining. I should be go out there and try once more. Once we have all those self-confidence to share Atomy, we can even give out the right solutions to our partners and members and help them to stay motivated. So plug into the system, I will say really, it's mandatory. And I cannot even think why people, they can't success on their own without plugging into the system. Atomy, like I mentioned, it's a big business. There is no way you'll be able to do it on your own. Atomy is a big business. At the same time, it's a teamwork business, which I mentioned last week. In order for you to create a teamwork, duplication needs to be happen. If you not plug into system, you won't be able to ask your partners to plug into system. We are not going to ask our partners to do a thing that we haven't done it or we haven't tried. We're in a mutual relation. Nobody owning or nobody's higher than or lower than any of us. If you have joined earlier of Atomy than your partners, you have to be a role model, or you just have to walk the road first. So plug into the system first and you analyze yourself. Okay, so those are the things were benefit for me to plug into system, and then deliver the information to your partners. When many of your partners plug into system, that's when you see that explode on your business. We don't do that anymore because of the COVID, and we don't have an offline seminar. But when I first started, everything was offline, right? There's no online system. Many leaders, they always usually convert with the numbers. Okay, if you have 20 people who's coming to one-day seminar with you, in 3 years, you'll be able to achieve this. If you have 50 people who's attending success seminar with you, in 3 years, you'll be able to become a Royal Master. The leaders have those numbers, which will make us to calculate easily. That's how important for you to help partners to plug into system. But before you ask your partners plug into system, what do you need to do? You yourself need to plug into the system. Even if nobody wants to join, just join for yourself. Once your confidence level is this high, you have the power to attract other people. Is it Atomy good? Are you making lots of money? Oh, I'm not making that much right now, but I'm sure I'm gonna make it with your the strong confidence to succeed in Atomy. People they're curious to know why you have that strong conviction that you will become successful in Atomy. You'll be able to attract other people to join Atomy business with you and create the success with you. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ray, for that very good presentation for all of us too. So whose confidence is still average or below average? This is the good thing with having and joining a meeting like this. Look at Floor. Hi, Floor. Have a safe travel, Floor. And I know where she came from, right? Business, Atomy business for sure. So plug in ourselves into the system. In the beginning, we might forcing ourselves to attend any discussion, but we want to have a big business with us. So we need to put a big effort as well for all of us here in Atomy. Thank you again once and all for everyone. Khan, thank you for the product presentation, of course, for Melissa's vision for us to learn as well. And Ari, thank you for that very wonderful story, success story of Bell Porter and many others. And the most important for us, let's utilize our system. Build your confidence. Knowledge is our confidence in doing this business. Thank you again, everyone. Happy Sunday. God bless us all. And we'll see you again next Sunday with renewing our energy, who is wounded every single day. So let's heal ourselves. Let's heal our mentality to go hard again next week. Mabuhay and God bless us all.
Thank you. Thank you.
God bless.